Hello, and welcome yet again to Tales from the Souls. So, what are we going to talk about this week? This week I want to talk about... We've done a lot on co-invaders who are good. Let's talk about some co-invaders who are not so good as well. There's a lot of issues with invading in this game. You're at a massive disadvantage if you are the invader. The last thing you need is a dickhead invading with you. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a second. So first of all, we spawned into a world where all I've found so far is a high-level Havel monster. Another one where, spoilers, I do eventually kill this dude, even though he's turtling like a mofo. Another one where I'd be interested to see just how high level he was. But we'll see. Got him with a cheeky backstab there. That's a lovely low latency backstab. That's what we like to see. And then pop his tears with the weapon art, and then he jumps to his own death. Standard intelligence of a high level Havel monster there. So now it's just finding the host. Now I'm convinced at this point the host is definitely running to the fog, right? No, wrong. Because the host needs this Havel. He can't fight the boss without a Havel monster that's high level. You know what I mean? That was 340 something thousand souls I got off the Havel, so I don't know quite how high level that is, but presumably pretty high level. No, he needs this Havel monster, so he's gonna leg it right back to the bonfire. Now here's the invader in question. This is someone that I've never invaded with before. Seems, perfectly happy right now. That's fine. I don't mind if he wants to just follow us up. I don't mind 1v1ing the host. I don't mind if this invader wants to just watch and claim his prize, because I'm pretty confident against a host that needs a high-level phantom. Also, the fact that he's dried fingers suggests to me that they've ganked their way through the game so far. So, not the greatest people in the world, maybe. Absolutely fluffed a parry there. But now this is where this starts to annoy me. He obviously went for me then. That red obviously went for me. He keeps spamming hey at me to get my attention. I think what he's after is he's trying to say like, hey man, it's a solo host. Why not just give me a duel first? We'll have a duel and then whoever wins can duel the host. No, because I know full well that this guy is looking for his summon sign. Maybe you don't know everything that's gone on before you got here, dickhead. So, we also saw a blue came in then. I'm absolutely stunned that a blue came in and this fucking idiot is still going for me. But fortunately he doesn't do much damage. It looks like he's not even particularly twinked, so that's fine. I'm happy to just ignore him. I didn't even notice that the host had managed to find and resummon his friend. But at least that's woken this dude up. The friend has gone straight for the red. The Havel monster wants that red, but then he realises who I am, I think, and he wants some salty revenge. I'm sure he was in party chat. He made the exact same strafing mistake there that he did the first time we fought, which is lovely. Yeah, I'm sure he was in party chat saying, oh, it's fucking cheap backstabs, cheap weapon art, cheap gravity death, oh, if it wasn't for gravity I'd have killed him then, So I'm sure he wasn't happy with our last encounter, and that's why as soon as he saw me, he started going for me. Or maybe his host was saying, help me, I need to heal or something, I don't know. The host gets a buff off, which is a pity, because who needs that in their life? Not me right now. I don't know where the other red's gone for a moment, then I realise he's still in there. I thought the other red had completely booked it. Now this Havel has Dark Moon Blade, which is mental. I can only assume that he's gotten Dark Moon Blade through farming, because it's not going to be his PvP skills as far as I've seen so far. But it also places him at an even higher level than I originally thought. So now both of them are doing pretty damn good damage. And I'm getting my health bar absolutely ruined at this point. Lovely plunge attack from him there, absolutely nowhere near me. But then I do have to give him credit where credit's due here. I expected him to go through a wake up R1. He read me beautifully and strafed around for the backstab. So maybe he does have a bit of PvP nous about him. But that being said, my red friend still isn't marking his man very well. I'm now out of Estus. If only I didn't need you to tag team the host with me. I just needed you to leave me alone while I finished off the host, Mr. Red, and we wouldn't be in this situation. He's now clipping me as well, which obviously is another danger of being red. I'm that confident that I could get this Havel monster that I used a Divine Blessing then. As you saw though, this red does not want to 1v1 either of them. He wants to fight whoever I'm fighting, which is a big problem. If you're an invader, try 1v1ing. That blue was obviously AFK, that's a small mercy, but it has meant that the host has had a bit of, I guess, D-summon lag, that would be. I get caught in the mixer ridiculously. I lose my shit seeing him pew-pewing, try and get a quick kill on the red to regain an Estus, you know, so he's actually good for something. Unfortunately, I get caught by the straight sword of the Havel monster, and it's too late for me. So, you know, we lost that one. We did school that Havel monster once and then really held our own okay. But let's see what happens next. I re-invade them instantly with a different red. And this is a red whose name I recognise, but I can't remember why, as is often the case. I'm not sure if I know the name because it's someone who was awesome or someone who was shite. I don't hold out much hope after he went straight for the Havel monster, who he could see I was going for, but you never know. Maybe on his screen it looked like I did the exact same thing. So Havel monster has swapped. The thing that was messing me up with Havel monster was straight sword and Havel shield is a hell of a combo. You'll never shield break a turtle with that, whereas with this shield of want that he's gone to now, easy peasy. Managed to pop his tears. Think to myself, I'm wearing 2 pieces of armour of thorns, easy peasy roll. No, apparently that's not an option against this guy, so happy days. He's using a much slower weapon, so I'm not particularly concerned about him. Also, he's doing crap damage with it. He must be really high level because he is nerfed all to hell. Managed to catch him with a cheeky weapon art there, can't quite get the roll catch, and a blue's just come in, so we're in trouble again. Luckily for me, Mr. Havel gets greedy for swings at the other red. He stuns the red once, gets greedy for an extra swing, does a bit more damage to the other red, but then leaves himself open to a backstab. The blue, as blues tend to be, is extremely squishy, so I was confident that the blue would be going down quick, and he did go down quick. So now we've got a bit of revenge. We've got this time a 2-on-1 where I'm not going to sit back and watch you try and get your Phantom back in. For whatever reason though, this time the host is running away from the bonfire, and I think to myself, okay, why would he be running away from the bonfire? Well, I think we all know what he's trying to do. He's gone static, and he's gone disconnected. So that's Tales from the Souls this week. Be a good invader is the moral of the story. Be better.